This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Ah, that beautiful sunset makes me think of romance and the power of love. I could do the Huey Lewis version. It's the power of love. Dun, dun, dun. It's the power of love. Man, I haven't watched that movie in forever. I need to pop that down one of these days. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Mass Effect. Last time, for those who did watch last episode, I read from the Codex and finished it off. Well, not completely. I finished all the secondary stuff. At some point, I'll do the primary stuff just so you can hear the dulcet tones of the narrator. But we'll save that for another day. If for those of you who skipped last episode, I finished Pinnacle Station. I got the sweet, sweet house and abode, a home away from home, which we can, turn on elevator music, put some mood music on, bring your favorite lady home or guy, depending on what you're into. And unfortunately, I think they kind of dropped the ball on this. I wish they could have brought your romanceable partner here. Just nothing major, just to have them be on the couch or something like that. Which, interestingly enough, they kind of fixed that in the later games. But I kind of wish maybe they had the idea for that. So at some point you could have brought Ashley, Kaiden, or Liara here. They'd just be sitting there, and that's all that would happen. That'd be fine, just to know that they were there. But nope. All right. So before we do any of that, though, let me go over the personal computer stuff again. I didn't really talk about this well. I just told the gist of what it was. Basically what this is, it's a randomizer that gets you certain gear within certain tiers of armor. So if you do the SMV Collins, I said it was like basic stuff or whatever. Technically, it's tier 4 grade equipment. So there's 10 tiers of equipment over the course of the game. Usually like 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and then 7 through 10 usually are kind of the variations of it. Sometimes it's 7 through 9, and then 10 it's its own unique thing, depending on how you look at it. But SMV Collins, let's see. So, what you can get from this is random, but the possibilities are you can get a Scorpion 4 light armor suit, you can get a Predator 4 medium, Mantis 4 Krogan, Ursa 4 Turian, Phoenix 4 Quarian. You could get a ablative coating, which I believe is the damage protection, if I recall. Yeah, that's the pure damage protection. You get the medical interface, which is, I think, just the health regeneration and toxic resistance. Yeah. You can get the Stiletto 4 pistol, Tornado 4 pistol, Thunder 4. I don't know, I was thinking Thunder Thighs for a second for some reason. Thunder 4 assault rifle, Equalizer 4 sniper rifle, Combat Sensor 4, Kinetic Stabilizer 4, Rail Extension 4, Hammerhead rounds 4, Shredder rounds 4, Tungsten rounds 4, Cryo Explosive 4, Blue Wire 4, and Solaris 4. That's probably for those that maybe that's the minimum you could beat this game at, is based off that level, so that's probably why that's the lowest you can get. The Atoms is a grade tier, or 7 to 8 equipment from what I remember, so it can kind of mix in, although there's only a couple of 7s in there. So you can get Mantis 7 human armor, Mercenary 7 human armor, Liberator 7 medium human armor, Rage, which is that one of the 3 rare tiers for the Krogan armor, which is Rage, Battlemaster, and God, now I forgot the other. Rage, Battlemaster, and Berserker. That's it. You get the Phantom 8 Turian armor, Colossus 7 Quarian armor, Combat Exoskeleton 8, Energized Plating 8, Korpov 8 pistol, Sokolov 8 shotgun, Volyov assault rifle, Volkov 8 sniper rifle, Scram Rail 8 high explosive rounds 8, Inferno rounds 8, Sledgehammer rounds 8, Snow Blind rounds 8, high explosives 8, grenade upgrade specifically, the Logic Arrest 7 version Omni Tool, and the Prodigy 7 Bioamp. And then you've got the MSV SMV or SM5, I guess if you're using Roman numerals. I assume it's SMV in this case, Wallace, which is the most expensive. But at that point in the game, weirdly enough, you can get if you can get lucky with this, you can actually get the best equipment in the game outside the Spectre gear cheaper than if you bought it at the stores. And this is a chance for you to get gear if the merchant stores stop selling equipment because of how the in-game economy works after that. So, but this is where this has all grade 10 equipment. So this is why you almost either want to wait till the end of the game to do this, or come back here later when you have access to grade 10 equipment. But you can basically get the rarest or hardest to find armor here. So if you didn't want to grind the shop like I did, I could have just done Pinnacle Station. But I wanted to save that for the end. But you get Explorer X light humor armor, Colossus X medium human armor, Predator H X heavy human armor. I might want to get that for Ashley if I can get it right, but I'll do that off screen because right now I think I've got her on the medium version of that. Phoenix 10 medium Krogan armor, Berserker 10 heavy Krogan armor, Predator MX medium Turian armor, Colossus X light Quarry armor. That would probably be another way to get outside of falling down the sky or whatever. Medical Exoskeleton 10. You can get the Spectre gear here as well. So I guess you can get the best gear here for cheaper. Never mind. For some reason I was thinking that you couldn't get the Spectre gear here. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes while I'm reading this. Yeah, you can get the Spectre pistol, shotgun, assault rifle, and sniper rifle. And you can possibly get pulse rifles here as well, the rare Geth drop, although I've already got the 3 I wanted, even though I'm not actually going to use them anymore. Frictionless Material X, Kinetic Coil X, Scram Rail X, High Explosive Round X, Savant X, Polaris X, and Savant X, the BioAmp version, or the Omni Tool. So, yeah, and at this point in the game, if you've already got max, money like I do, then you're easily going to be able to afford this quite easily. I mean, look at what I've got right now. So, money-wise, yeah, almost maxed out. So, anyway, all right, so we're done with that. So, and I was talking about how the power of love and everything with that. Well, when we get to the next section of the game, we kind of quote unquote complete the romance thing, because there's really not much that brings up past that point. I mean, there's still references, I think, from the character when they speak at certain lines, but for the most part, it's kind of ended there, and then the rest of the game kind of goes into the final bits of the game right here. So, yeah, sorry, we got to leave our home away from home. So, all right. So, yeah, we go to Ilos here, which is in the Pangea Expanse. And, yeah, it's the only section here. Nothing else here is in the Refuge cluster or whatever. Or I might be mixing it up. It might be the Expanse cluster and then the Revenge system. Revenge? Revenge is Refuge. Sorry, I don't know why it said Revenge there, but yeah, one last little look at the planets. Yeah, this is the final planets of the game, and unfortunately, there's nothing on them. Oh well. Toten? Toton? Yeah, pressure cooker, huh? And finally, Zafe. It's almost weird that they even put. I guess they put planets here to make it realistic that this is an actual system. So, as far as I'm aware of. But, yeah, that's it. And then I think we can check on Ilos here before we land. I can go ahead and read it this time. In the golden age of the Protheans, Ilos was a verdant world dotted with the spires and arches of magnificent cities. Even casual observation shows this is no longer the case. Ilos has been devastated by means unknown. Its entire surface changed to the color of rust. The atmosphere shows heightened levels of oxygen. Wildfires, presumably ignited by lightning strikes, can be seen burning on the dark side of the moon. No. This indicates the most, if not all, respirating animal life forms have died off. Surface gravity is comfortable 1.17 standard Gs. So, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, make sure you've done everything in the game. You cannot go back. You cannot do any system stuff. I mean, we've already done the Citadel stuff, so you should have done all the Citadel stuff before even finishing the 4th critical planet. So that one we can't go back to. Actually, let me see what it says if we actually try to land on the planet, because I know you can, so I was wondering if there's any dialogue or if it just doesn't let you click on it. Let's see. I was just wanting to see for sure. Yeah, it doesn't even let you travel to it anymore, so... Okay, so, yeah, I wasn't sure if you couldn't travel to it or someone said, hey, by the way, you can't go here, so... But yeah, as soon as you do Ilos, that's it for the rest of the game. You have to follow the path that the game gives you. I mean, there's still some game to go, but that's it, so make sure to gain all those levels, finish all those side quests. I can show you I've done all the side quests in the game as well. Hey, we get one last a codex for landing on Ilos. I don't remember. I think it's under the Protheans stuff, but Yeah, under the journal, if you've done everything, then the final mission of the game should be Race Against Time's Sovereign version. So you discovered that the real enemy is not Saren, but a Reaper called Sovereign, a sapient warship of tremendous power. Sovereign is using Saren as a tool to find the conduit, the key to unleashing a new Reaper invasion in the galaxy. So, alright, but yeah, as soon as we start this, that's it. So, are you guys ready for it? But now, for today's episode, I'm not going to be doing Ilos. Well, it depends how much time I've got left. I've talked about the romance. So over the course of the game, you've talked to the companions, and when you finish the romance, they say, when we get quiet time, we can talk about it, but for now, life's too busy, that type of thing. Well, weirdly enough, we're going to do it right at the final thing, because BioWare seems to have a thing, like most people, to save the romance for like the very end, like the finalization of it, you know, the culmination of all our efforts. But even though that's not how realistically romance works, but it's a video game, so you can support it. So let's see what happens when the lovely soldier Ashley lets her guard down for the brief moment and learns to love the Commander Shepard, or how she learned to drop the... Wait, no, never mind. I was making no reference.
Skipper?
Yep. I'm not your commander. Wait. Well, I guess not, because we're technically on, because we've, ran away from everything or whatever. So, yeah, you could be Kurt at this point, and you can actually, funny enough, you could actually, you know, this is obviously the romance scene, right? If you don't romance anyone, I think it just skips straight to the planet. There's not even a scene of, like, thinking about things or whatever. It just goes straight to the plan or whatever the mission. But you can actually shut off the romance right here at the last minute, or I don't know if it completely shuts it off, but I know you can basically turn the scene and immediately like finish it off. You know, you're like, nope, I'm done. Nope, we're not gonna do this right now. So I'm not your see, what is it? Still calling me that? I'm not your commander.
You don't have to call me that. I'm a traitor now. I probably shouldn't even be wearing this uniform.
We had to do this, Shepard. You know that. There was no other way. And you'll always be the skipper to me. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Man, what a way to be a dick at the moment when she's letting her guard down to you know, for her sake and your sake, and you're like, lay out the poems, you loser. Man, well, it is a renegade option, or, you know, a negative option, so lay out the poems. Poor choice of words, or poor choice of quotes. Whitman? Oh, yeah. I forgot how the whole line goes. I remember it more from Dead Poets Society. Man, I haven't watched that movie in forever. That's where I remember it from. I mean, I've read poems before, but I don't remember everything. It's been a while since I've really read many poems outside of, like, old English poems like Jabberwocky and stuff like that. But, Whitman?
First Alfred Tennyson, now Walt Whitman. You're full of surprises.
Dad loved all those sappy poets. Mom was more into Plath. I'm not a word person, Shepard. Other people say what I mean better than I do. We're mutineers, sailing a stolen warship into the most hostile system in the galaxy. Just call us humanity's best and brightest.
Are we humanity's best and brightest? Well, I guess according to the game, maybe. I mean, we're the main characters, so I don't know about Ashley, but we are, because we're Commander Shepard. We are. Are we? I have my doubts. We are.
We wouldn't have been assigned to this ship if we weren't. We'll get it done.
And if we don't, at least we won't have to face the firing squad. Death closes all. But something ere the end, some work of noble note, may yet be done. Not unbecoming men that strove with gods. We'll get home again, Shepard. I believe you'll lead us through. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Why does this whole scene kind of remind me of a Shakespearean play? I think it's just because she's throwing poems out there, and the way Shakespearean, like, you know, iambic pentameter and all that other stuff, the way it is written, kind of almost like you're reading poetry or something like that, to an extent. So maybe that's why I feel like this scene is like that completely. Yeah, I know I'm ruining the moment, but shush. Is that all you see? Drop the captain stuff. That followed me to my bunk, hunka hunka.
It occurs to me that this might be our last night alive. Got any plans?
Trying a frontal assault. All that training, you'd think they'd teach you the best approach is indirect, to draw the enemy out of their fixed defenses. There are regs against this, you know. You ready to deal with the consequences? I've spent my whole life fighting to get what I want. To get it done, I had to bury a lot of things. During that whole time, not even once did I feel like I was worth what I was fighting for.
Now, if you want to just
You make me feel good enough.
Ooh, wow. I guess you don't even have to have physical content to make her feel good enough. Wait, good enough? Shouldn't she be better? Shouldn't we make her feel like top of the world? She's our gal, right? Anyway, yeah, if you want to just shut off this, like, you don't want to have the scene for whatever reason, you can just tell her this isn't the right time, like, maybe you're too stressed out, you know, can't get the little soldier up and everything like that. Good enough is just a start. Please stay with me.
Bunk here tonight, Ash. With me.
Bold words, Shepard. I like bold.
No game slot, so get over here!
Shut up and get over here.
Make me. Well now, that's a whole new spin for on the floor and give me 20, huh?
Ha, soldier humor. I totally get what they're talking about. No. See, that romance scene was very tasteful. Yeah, did you know that people complained about this, mainly for the romance scene between you and Liara, which I guess I'll talk to that when we do that in the episode. But that was completely tasteful. Like, it was just a rated R thing. We didn't even really see anything. Actually, I think we do in Liara's case, but still. Like, that was classy. I don't get why people have issues. You know, I really shouldn't be talking about this during the romance scene. Sorry about that. So, that was wonderful. You're encourageable. Let's make it 40.
You still sassing me, soldier? I think you need more physical training.
Tisk. Now, what will it take to prove I'm in prime condition, Skipper?
Bridge to Commander Shepard. We're 5 minutes out from the Mu relay.
Duty calls. Get up to the bridge, Skipper. I've got other weapons to check out. Hey, Shepard. Whatever happens down there, I just wanted to say... Wait, you know what? I'm not telling you. You want to hear this? You'll just have to come back to me.
Alright, that's it for Ashley's romance. I like being sassy with her and everything like that, being a renegade option, and she can fight back just as well, but I'm not going to let the cutscene play here. I'm going to go straight to the next romance as we check out the biotic man himself, Kaidan, or Kaiden, I guess it's Kaiden in this case, and see how him and FemShep deal with their relationship since the beginning. Now we find ourselves back on Eden Prime, where Kaidan and the good Commander Shepard have barely known each other other than being working on the ship for maybe a short while. But the things take a turn when our good friend Kaidan decides to get a little bit more explorative than Ashley would have in this timeline. Yeah, for whatever reason, if you choose FemShep, Kaidan is the one who gets in the way, but I kind of want to show the cutscene here. Just to talk about it. And disregard the fact of what my Shepard looks like. Just because of the fact I forgot to actually make a save on my actual FemShep file right before I did this. Quiet.
Must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
Yeah, basically just replace Ashley and Kaidan to just swap them out, which I'm fine with them doing that for this scene. I mean, it doesn't have to be... Obviously, there might be some slightly different dialogue, but... Wouldn't it have made more sense to just, like football, like, shove them out of the way or something like that?
Shepard!
No, don't touch her.
But yeah, anyway, so the scene like this plays the same way. And the reason I wanted to show this is, well, one, I guess apparently at some point I didn't actually show this in the playthrough. For some reason I thought I had a file where I showed me playing this as FemShep, but I guess I forgot to do that. But for the part of the romance episode, I wanted to show the dialogue that you have with Kaidan when you first initiate their romance.
Doctor? Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
And now our good Shepard. Oh, and this is default FemShep, by the way, for those who are curious. And for what I understand, she might your considered class is soldier, so that's Commander Shepard is supposed to be a soldier class, from what I understand here. Yeah, I'm okay. I just got my brain scrambled. That's all.
Minor throbbing.
About 15
Okay, we're
hours.
gonna skip the
It's
part.
my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
So yeah, his lines are very similar, at least when it comes to this part. When it comes to Ashley, now for those of you who want to romance Kaiden on this path, make sure to, I don't know all the specific details, but as far as I'm aware of, I think you have to say that these for the first 2 lines in this case, you have to not blame him and say it's okay. Otherwise, he doesn't really show interest. So yeah, don't blame yourself.
You had no way to know what would happen.
And you know because
Actually,
he
we don't
smirks
even know if
when he
that's
says
what
it's
set it
almost
off.
like, because
Unfortunately, we'll never get the
if you
chance
were
to find
commander, he
out.
would have just said you did what you're.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. And the blast knocked you cold. Williams and I had to carry you back here to the ship.
Now, I think the concept behind that is the reason why he says that during that specific line is because I think it's because you're a commander. So if you were, if he saved him, you would have said thanks, or never went into any more detail as being a commander. But because you want a little bit more, maybe, you actually care for him more than that. So he picked up on it. So yeah, thanks.
I appreciate it.
Although that's a
Physically,
bit different
you're
than when
fine,
Ashley
but I
does
detected
that. I
some
think she also
unusual
smirks again. In
brain
this case, it's
activity.
Kaiden who
Abnormal
just
beta
kind of nods
waves.
his head like, okay, cool.
I also
Okay.
noticed an increase in
So
your
yeah, all the rest of this is pretty much the
I better
same.
add
So
this to my report. It may-
unfortunately, I can't skip everything here. So
Captain Anderson.
How's
I mean, I
our-
could.
All the
but-
readings are
Glad to hear it.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
I mean, this is to set up the romance with Kaiden and
Sounds
the
like that
good
beacon hit
the
you
good
pretty hard,
Shepard.
Commander.
Yeah, just
I
ignore it.
will-
And like with Ashley, if you watch that part, Kaiden is waiting for you at the very beginning. Now, if you another thing, if you don't talk to him and continue with this, I think it also shuts off the romance path too. So make sure to talk to him right after your situation.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose
And a lot of the
you, too.
dialogue is similar. And yeah, if you want to continue, if you want to keep showing interest in him, make sure to always ask the left-sided questions. So, how are you holding up there?
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. It doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
You can tell that it's very similar to Ashley's, but which I don't mind to a point anyway. I just kind of wish that's like when it came to certain scenes that they would have unique lines dictated to their character, so it makes it stand out a bit more. But you helped.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost Jenkins.
I like how he looked away, like maybe he was slightly embarrassed that the commanders like treated him like this. Jenkins will be missed.
Yeah, I wish I could have done something to save
I don't think
him.
you have to say Jenkins will be missed in that line of dialogue. I don't think it's
You
required.
did everything right. It was just bad luck. It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
And usually, yeah, you want to do, when talking to Kaiden, you want to make sure not to tell him to shut up or anything like that, to keep your interest in him. Otherwise, he'll see it as you just being a commander, and maybe you just let your guard down for a second, that type of thing. So, seems like you've been around.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
Now, here's where we get some unique dialogue, is, Kaiden talking about his family, which you don't get if you're a male Shep, and even when you talk to him later on, he never goes into specific detail. But if you're femme Shep and you romance him, you get a little bit more background and certain details come up. Otherwise, I don't have a reason.
I never met my parents. If they wanted to see me, they'd have contacted me after that mess a few years back.
Oh, that's right, a Coos. I imagine that bought you any post in the fleet. Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
I believe the Shepard, this isn't a default Shepard, this is just random, but Earthborn Soul Survivor is this one, just if you're curious about the dialogue. So, yeah, don't tell him to just follow orders. Well, I mean, you could. There's certain dialogues where you can be renegade with him and be fine, but when it comes to him personally, especially when he brings up your relationship, then make sure not to tear him down like that. We want to brief the council.
The captain hopes the ambassador can get an audience with the council. Tell them what Saren's been up to.
Makes sense. They'd probably like to know he's not working for them anymore. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Okay, so do you have anything else to say?
Joker's waiting for you.
Okay, so that's it for this part. So next I'll see you all after we save the lovely Liara. Oh yeah, I forgot to show if you can talk to Ashley after it.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Now, obviously I didn't show it during it, but if you're ridiculously rude to Ashley, like on the ground, you can keep doing renegade options and you get some cat spat situations going on here, but I don't think I did because I just skipped through the dialogue to get to this point.
When your number comes up, it's over. His did.
Do you really believe that, Commander? After what happened to you on Akuz? Are you saying you only survived because of random chance?
Maybe I'll show at some point later on when I do another episode, when I do quote farming. I'll show you what happens when you're a bitch to Ashley, and that just keep being a bitch to her. You guys gotta get to... You don't actually fight or anything like that, but you get into a point where you're about almost into fisticuffs if she wasn't a soldier, that type of thing. Chain of command and all that. It wasn't luck.
I survived because I refused to die.
With respect, sir, I think you had somebody watching over you.
I need to go speak with Joker.
Goodbye, Commander.
But it's kind of funny being really nice to the guy, but being really mean to the other female soldier, almost like you got a rivalship going on. So anyway, yeah, next time we talk to Kaiden, it's after we save the lovely Liara, which I'll actually tie into the Liara romance here. Just it'll end up with male Shep instead, just because that's the file I've got. So see you all when we've saved Liara from her little issue on there when she got stuck in the hold. Alright, Liara has been saved, and now we need to talk to her, and obviously my Shepard has gone back to my custom-made one from before, so, yeah, I mean, obviously the basic Shep looks better, but I don't know, I like the design I used, something different from the norm, you know. Hey, little boy. Well, not quite yet, but we have flirted with him once or twice.
Commander, do you have a minute?
Always have a minute for you.
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
By the way, there is going to be some mixed up, similar dialogue we've had before, but this is all to add up to the romance part, so I hear you.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here, and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Zip it, Lieutenant. Yeah, don't tell him to shut up when it comes to stuff like that. Cute way to look at it.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or, you know, for justice. Or maybe I was a romantic in the beginning, but I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Boston.
Yeah, now if you choose the, if you choose the just be ready, you don't even ask about what BAT is, which I did during my mail ship, just to, you know, be pure renegade. But let's show more interest in Kaiden this time. And I liked how he's embarrassed when you talked about him being romantic. Man, if only Jennifer Hale could, like, romance me like that. But she's happily married, and I wouldn't want to ruin that. Or do I?
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Yeah, if you read the Codex, they talk about how an accident in Singapore caused some kids to be subjected to element 0, And then when they found out that element 0, other than the cancer, other than the bad stuff like cancer and stuff like that, foreign, but a 10% group is foreign biotics, so they started slowly, like, introducing people to element 0 to see if they can get more humans to be biotics. So definitely messed up. You doubt it was accidental?
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Just skip it. Sounds rough. Go on. But Jump Zero?
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
Well, what about friends? You must have friends while you're there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Ooh, time to talk then. Or time to get physical, if you're being...
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. Like you, I guess.
Oh.
Ma'am.
Yeah, that's different. If you're Mail Shep and you ask about this, he goes in a little bit more detail, but if not, he still tells you about it. But interesting side note from the game, just to kind of give you, there was originally in the game apparently lines recorded for if you're Mail Shep or Fem Shep when you're talking to either Ashley or Kaiden. You can unlock them on the PC version of the game, although they never completed it because in some cases they'll still refer to you as ma'am or sir, depending on the situation. Even if you're like Mail Shep, he'll still refer to you as ma'am in certain cases. But yeah, they had Jennifer Hale and Kaiden's voice actor, which I already forgot his name already, sorry, which I've heard his name so many times, you'd think I'd recall it off the top of my head. They had them record both lines to romance both. I kind of understand why they cut Ashley's, just because of the way her story works. Wouldn't make sense. Kaiden, it seems like, when the third game comes around, maybe I'll explain about that more. But in this case, they made it to where it was a standard relationships, except for when it comes to Liara because of her. But anyway, sorry about that. Did you love her?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
I guess so. But I feel like something else happened, but and we won't find out that till next conversation. Intentional exposures?
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Yeah, they want to get in that biotic action.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. Anyway, this was supposed to be a casual debrief, not a bull session about stuff that happened years ago.
And yeah, if you're interested in Kaiden, just make sure to kind of show interest in him. So, yeah, I'm interested.
I wanted to get to know you a little better. That's all. Thanks for the talk, Kaiden.
Well, you're welcome, ma'am. You, make a habit of getting this personal with everyone?
Another case where, what do you... Oh, she's trying to flirt with you, dude. Accept it. What do you think?
No, I don't. We'll talk again later.
I'll need some time to process that, Commander. But, yeah, I'd like that.
Man, for a man who's supposed to be so, kind of thinking with his head a lot, when he actually gets flirted on, he kind of does the typical guy kind of like, oh, well, you're interested in me? Oh, hey, you know. Well, a lot of guys are like that when it comes to cute girls. Hey, my Commander Shepard's the bee's knees, dude. Look at this. Look at this. Anyway, let's talk to Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up
Now,
on
to
me?
do Liara's romance, you don't have to... There are a few specific lines where you need to kind of show interest in her, which I don't know the exact line or phrase. I haven't hacked the game to figure it out, but you can still say no and all this other stuff and be fine, but for the most part, you want to show, you know, care for her. I was worried.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Well, she's the best.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
Yeah, just part of the mission. Yeah, you were a causality of it. Don't mention it.
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
I know, Liara. You seem to have a good heart.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Yeah, you can tell that, like, by saying that, that's one of the key things you need to do. There's another conversation that comes up later on as well, but...
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
I don't think I've talked about Liara much over the course of the game, because I took forever to have her join me just to show that unique lines of dialogue when you save her at least third or next to last. Oh, by the way, if you go to Vauldemare and then go save her, it's the same lines of dialogue. It's just, you have to do 2 plants before you encounter her to get that, like, where she thinks she's hallucinating. But I do like Liara as a character. I like how she starts off as kind of this nervous science, you know, archaeologist type of girl, and then she definitely, like, I think she has the biggest growth out of all the, well, I don't know if I'd say growth. She definitely has the most character change over the course of the story, but I don't want to say anything more for spoilers, but yeah, it must get lonely.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
Yeah, as an introvert myself, I know that all too well. Sounds boring. Do you like your job? Why is that?
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
Well, a lot of kids do that to their parents. Not all the time, but a lot of them do. Especially the ones that are overbearing, that you must do this. So, must have made her mad. Do you like it? It's not foolish.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
You find me fascinating? Never had another woman say that to me before. If you wanted to basically stop this, there's another conversation after. I think you have to do it after another critical planet. But if you say, don't try to study me, and then you beat the issue, I mean, one, you'll obviously kill the romance, but two, she'll, well, hardly talk to you after that. It's kind of funny, actually, but fascinating.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
She's so cute when she's embarrassed. Don't study. Yeah, don't try to study me. I wasn't serious. Relax.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Okay.
I should go.
Goodbye.
Sure,
Shepard.
I'll pretend it not happened until the next critical point when I'm forced to talk to you again. So that's it for that romance, or that bit of the romance. So now, next we need to come to after, well, the next critical plant, which in this case will be Novaria. So let's see how Kaiden and Liara are getting on now that we've hit it off with both of them, and see if this gets us in any trouble at this point. So I'll see you after we deal with the chilly Novaria and the bug pest itself. All right, we've gotten rid of our snow gear and cleaned ourselves off of bug mucus or whatever. And let's see how Kaiden and Ashley are now, or Ashley, Kaiden and Liara are now doing after this little event.
Do you have some time to talk now, Commander?
Personal crap? Not interested. Oh man, absolutely.
Of course. Have a seat.
We're never gonna actually sit, by the way.
Pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
Oh, he had to like back up. He's like, whoa, I mean protocol. I don't need approval. Are you concerned for me, Shepard? How informal.
That's not the appropriate way to address your commanding officer, Lieutenant.
Sorry, ma'am. Maybe I got a bad signal. I mean, if you're a... Maybe there's someone else you'd rather confide in. Ma'am.
If you, yeah, when he says that, I think that line only appears if you're actually talking about Liara as well. Ashley has a similar line as well. Like when you're flirting with her, she says like, you know, Scuttlebutt says you're into blue aliens or something similar to that, and you're like, what, Liara? And yeah, that's my biz, Alenko. Yeah, if you want to shut him down, like who?
All right, Alenko. Off the record, permission to speak candidly, cross my heart and hope to die. What are you talking about?
Dr. Tassoni, ma'am. There's a lower deck rumor that she's, interested in you as more than a source of Prothean data. She's a very interesting lady. To my, tastes, but, I never claimed to be big on alien culture.
I think I showed that conversation with Mailship where you can talk about Liara as well, and you can ask him what he thinks of her, and he says like, no sir, just art appreciation. You know, it's like he can appreciate the ladies, but not his thing. So I think I've heard enough. It's not like that. Are you jealous?
You seem awfully worried about my personal affairs.
It's just that we don't have much downtime these days. I like being around you, but I don't want to take up your personal time.
Well, he's straightforward with it. If he likes her, he likes her. Some people will like, some stories will hold that off till like the end of the game ridiculously slow. You're like, oh, come on. People don't act like that. Anyway, I don't need this aggravation. I'm here, aren't I? It's not like that.
Look, there's nothing between Liara and me. What's the real issue here, Kaiden?
You're right. Sorry. It wasn't, Liara's not my main concern. I'm not questioning any decision you've made, Shepard. Let me be clear about that. It's just my experience that once someone lets something slide, it tends to pick up speed. You get my meaning?
Okay, now this comes to the story part of it. That whole beginning scene doesn't occur if you're, like, well, not all of it, but some of the lines don't occur if you're not romance Liara. But that's a good indicator that you've hit both romance tracks if you've got that line of dialogue, especially if you're talking to multiple people at once. So, bad experience.
Talk to me, Kaiden. You got a little black rain cloud sitting over your head.
I'll try to keep the deck dry. You know the records about the biotic training out on Jump Zero? They're all classified, because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts, instead of taking it slow.
Taking it slow, huh? Well, why couldn't we do it alone?
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and Ezo. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
Oh, yeah, we heard about this from Mail Shep, but experts?
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Canadics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
Oh yeah, why not ask the Asari?
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
Of course, it's all about image. I'm sure they meant well.
I'm sure Canadics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. To introduce himself, he liked to say, "I was at the helm of the dreadnought that killed your father." Well, I told him my dad wasn't in the war. He'd retired to Vancouver. My family had an inland home that matured to new beachfront. Vernus had it in for me after that. He cut corners, pushed hard. I mean, you either came out a Superman or a wreck. A lot of kids snapped. A few died. The point of all of this, I guess, is that when you cut corners, it's not always obvious who pays for it.
Yeah, it's true. Like all situations. Why tell me?
So why are you telling me this? Is there something I can do to help you get over it?
I'm 32, Shepard. You don't serve as long as I have without coming to terms with yourself. You also learn that if someone is special to you, you help them. Try to keep them from making mistakes.
Well, I forgot to actually say like Kaiden's age. I mean, you could probably check the wiki or whatever, but I forgot in game because usually most games avoid telling straight up age in a lot of circumstances. Just it never really comes up naturally sometimes. Special?
Special, huh?
If I'm out of line, just say the word.
Oh, more flirting, by the way. These don't come about if you're not flirting with him. Yeah, I'm interested, but not now. Not now. You're not.
You're not out of line, Caden. But there are regs.
I get you, Shepard. I don't make a habit of complicating the chain of command. Just think about what I said.
Let me see what else. I don't think there's...
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's
I've
at.
wasted enough of your time.
Okay, we already did that, so...
We'll
alright.
We'll talk later, Caden.
I'd like that.
Alright, so, yep, Kaiden is a little jelly with us talking with Liara, but we said it wasn't nothing. And then, like, 5 seconds later, we go talk to Liara, going, blue gummy bear, I want to talk to you now. And yeah, it's the same animation. Same with, like, Kaiden and wiping his head and all that other stuff.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
But you don't feel bad about her death? I mean, it was a pretty intense moment. I brought you along for just that specific reason.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
Oh yeah, because she had been indoctrinated by this point. Those who haven't been playing the game, but yeah, she's still with you in your heart.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Well, thanks for that. So, you want to talk about anything else other than the death of your mom?
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Well, everyone else but me, because I'm Commander Shepard, so yeah, we're short-lived.
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
I've seen that term used a lot in fantasy and genres and everything, where you have all these other races that are long-lived or have specific ideas, but then they say, but you humans are so short-lived that you try to try to take everything for your own are super ambitious, and I guess just a common trait in humanity, I guess. So, intimidating? That's still insulting. I love the renegade options. Intimidate?
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Not my problem. Taught to the hand. No, I'm trying.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
That line of dialogue is different if you're either sole survivor, war hero, or ruthless. So, but she usually tries to, if you're nice to her, she tries to, you know, like encourage you or encourage what you've been through and all that other stuff. You looked over my helmet? No, you could have asked.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
And I think I showed this where on the mail ship pass where you keep saying it's unacceptable, and she actually, one of the few times in the whole game, she gets annoyed with us, and we're just like, don't spy on me. Anyway, I want to believe that.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
But you're female! I'm usually into the D! It's a... a questionable thing when it's like, but you're a woman. I don't know if I feel about that, so.
You want a relationship with me? Even though we're both women?
We Asari are monogendered, Commander. Male and female do not have any real meaning for us. We do, however, have maternal instincts, so perhaps we would fill what you consider a female role. I'm sorry if this is awkward for you, Shepard. I am only trying to be honest. I feel as if we share some type of connection. But none of this matters if you are already involved in a serious relationship with Lieutenant Alenko.
Even though we just told him he was more special to us, but it's not serious. Kaiden's a special boy.
I care about Kaiden. A lot.
I thought so. Still, I feel as if there is also some attraction between us, Shepard.
And yeah, this is another case that if you don't do the top choice, then you can shut down the romance here type of thing. So, but obviously we want to continue this for the drama. There is.
You're right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
Yeah, sometimes relationships are strange in the real world, you know. Sometimes opposite attracts and all that fun stuff. We have one thing in common, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. It doesn't have to.
These things never make sense. They just happen and we get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
That's why it's fun. Are you scared? I'll protect you.
I'll keep you safe.
I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. I need some time.
I think she was flirting with you. Well, I mean, obviously, someone, when they care about someone, they'll want to protect them. But I think she was also flirting with you, like, I'll protect you from the chaos, hold me close, that type of thing. But you started it. I understand.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
I should go.
And what she
Goodbye,
means
Shepard.
is like wait till after finishing the third critical planet, and then you can talk to her when she's thoughting over things and everything like that. So, looks like we flirted with both Ashley, well, depending on what headcanon world you live in, I guess. But we've been flirting with Kaiden and Liara this whole time and told both of them they're special. But how they've been hearing the scuttlebutt about us off screen, so it doesn't. At some point, they will hear about what we've been saying. Will we be prepared to find out what they say about us in the next encounter? Let's find out as we do the third critical plan. In this case, it'll be Pharos in this case. But yeah, this is the one scene I skipped showing you the first time I got to this point because I didn't want to spoil a specific scene. So, but now let's find out when the different romances collide. Okay, so after we deal with Pharos and we've talked to everyone here, after you deal with the council, whether you taught them or not, a different scene occurs if you've been romancing either Ashley or Kaiden and then Liara at the same time. Let's see what happens.
Don't bother.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Dr. Tassoni. Commander, we need to talk. The three of us.
This is a rather awkward situation.
I'm not trying to make anyone uncomfortable. I'm just trying to figure out where I stand.
Yeah, don't talk about this, Alenko. Let's just shut you out just for complaining that maybe, you don't want your, possible romance flirting with another girl behind your back. He's a straight-laced kind of guy, This line's pretty funny. I knew this would happen, but weirdly enough, like, most people, tend to say Jennifer Hale's the better voice actor, but I think Mark Meer does a better line reading for this than Hale does, I think, personally. But, anyway, I'm trying to be Paragon in this case, so let's talk.
Maybe we should try to work this out.
I think we must. I may not know much about human relationships, but I understand the concept of jealousy.
I'm not jealous. I'm confused. I thought we had something, ma'am. I didn't realize that you were that you prefer other women.
I am not exactly a woman, Lieutenant. My species only has one gender.
Yeah, but you look... All right, Shepard. Make a choice. If you're not serious about me, it'll hurt, but I'll get over it. But until you tell me, I can't get over it.
Can I have both? This is actually, I think this is almost a reference or maybe a jab at Jade Empire, which I played that game before because there's a scene similar to this in Jade Empire where if you're, I forgot what the main character in Jade Empire was called, like the male character, the male MC. If you're the male MC, the princess and your best friend, have a talk about like you flirting with both of them. But in that game, you could convince both of them to get together and basically have a menage a trois. But if you say that in this case, can I have you both? Actually pisses off the human character, no matter who it is. Kaiden or Ashley will walk away when you say this. And if you say, I'm sorry, Kaiden, then you let him go. But if you want to try to be democratic for a little bit longer, but you do have to make a choice. It's not like that.
You're special to me, Kaiden.
What about Liara? Is she special too?
This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I never should have told you my feelings, Shepard. I have put you in a terrible position. I am sorry.
Same thing with this option here. Goodbye, Liara. It basically tells her to leave. And don't be. You're also special. I can't make a decision. I'm an elected official. I can't make decisions by myself.
You were right to tell me, Liara. I feel the same way.
Stop. You can't keep dancing around this, Shepard. Make a choice. Her or me.
Yeah. Sorry, none of these characters want to have more than a single character relationship. Liara, but you made me think things maybe about women that maybe I'm into them, but anyway, at this choice, goodbye, Kaiden gets rid of Kaiden. This also gets rid of Kaiden or Liara. In this case, we want to stick with our boy toy in this case. Sorry, Liara, got to go with my same species in this case.
Look, I never meant for you to get hurt. But Kaiden's the one I really care about.
I understand, Commander. Perhaps it is for the best. He is one of your own kind. I am sure you and Kaiden will be very happy. I should go. I need to check on something.
I need to check something. Go exit stage right or left.
I can't help but feel a little sorry for her.
Yeah, I do kind of feel sorry. I always feel bad when rejecting one of them. Liara seems to take it worse than the other two, even though at least it seems like due to their dialogue. Usually the human character gets more pissed overall when it happens. But anyway, I'll check on her later. She'll need some time. Don't worry about her. You blame me?
I'm surprised. You sounded so angry at me a minute ago.
A heart's a complex thing, Shepard. Yeah, I could blame you for indecision, but you think I've never been pulled in two directions? Look, I'm not really comfortable discussing this here in the comm room. You know where to find me when you're ready to talk.
But that officially shuts off the romance for Liara. So if you talk to her, she'll act as if you've just been talking to her and not romancing her for the rest of the game. So she never brings up the fact that you were flirting with her earlier and this situation never occurred, which kind of sucks that they never bring it up again. But at least as far as I'm aware of, it doesn't come up in the sequels either that you did once try to romance her. It's assumed you just didn't, and maybe you can do it again. So, but yeah, if we talk to Liara, which I'll just do that on the mail file that's going to be doing that. So yeah, let's stick with our boy toy after that little unpleasantness and see where the relationship goes next.
We haven't had time together since our last chat. A lot was said when we talked.
Yeah, see, he doesn't even bring up the Liara thing, because it's basically that scene just officializes the romance of who you've chosen. So, spit it out, and you mean when we flirted?
You seemed decisive then, Lieutenant. Why so hesitant now?
I don't want to distract you too much. The deeper we get into this mess, the bigger it seems. I'm just looking for an ear. The debriefing wasn't the right place to say how ridiculous this is. Seems like every other race in the galaxy is wrapped up in their own problems. They don't want to see what's coming.
Yeah, true. Smug aliens. We'll show them. You can't blame them.
Wanting to believe everything will be fine? Sounds like human nature to me.
Yeah, I guess some things carry across species well enough. I should remember that after what happened with Furnace.
Oh yeah, well we know about what happened to him on Mailship File, but let's pretend otherwise. You forgave him?
I think you'd carry a grudge over the crap you took from Vernus.
Before I met Vernus, I knew as much as any other civilian. Aliens were weird, superior, and tried to tell us what to do. I mean, it's only been 26 years since first contact. That's not a lot of time to understand them. It was Vernus who made me see how human aliens are. They're not different or special. They're jerks and saints, just like us. Hell, by the time I got payback, I didn't even want it anymore.
Uh-oh, doesn't sound like a good situation. At least you got it. He finally got to you. What happened?
I don't see you snapping very easily. What finally did it?
He hurt Rana, broke her arm. She reached for a glass of water instead of pulling it biotically. She just wanted a drink without getting a nosebleed, you know? Like an idiot, I stood up. Didn't know what I was gonna do, just something. And Vernus lost it. Beat the crap out of me. Kept shouting how they should have bombed us back to the Stone Age. And that's when the knife came up. A military-issue talon, right in my face. I cut loose. Full biotic kick right in the teeth. Almost as strong as I can manage now. At 17, that's something.
If you never ask about Rana, he just says he did that to a girl in the group or whatever. So, but yeah, if you asked about him, they actually noticed the fact that you were aware of who she is. So you tried to help Rana. Wasn't that sweet?
You wanted to help a girl you cared for. That's a noble thing.
Maybe my intentions were noble, but I lost control. I killed him, Shepard. Snapped his neck. They probably could have saved him if they got him to an infirmary quick enough. But they didn't. Caused a stir when they shipped him home. Bot training was shut down. Kinetics folded a couple of years later. That's funny. I'm not sure which of us got the worst of what happened.
Which of us got worse? But Varanus died. I think he got the worst. Varanus got what was coming to him. My mind is Varanus. What happened to Reyna? Oh yeah, he did say something about how training and all. Is this the situation that changed it?
Was Rana all right?
Rana? Yeah, she was fine. We never really, we stopped talking after that.
He tried to save her, and because of his violent action, she, I assume, became afraid of him. And so it was never the same relationship ever again. Yeah, it sucks when that happens. Are you alright?
Tell me what happened.
Rana had a gentle heart. She loved everyone. Vernus terrified her. We all protected her from him. I mean, everyone who loved her. But after what I did to him, she was terrified of me too. Anyway, this is, I had a point here. Aliens are individuals. Just because one's an ass doesn't mean they all are. So, yeah, I hated that Turian. But he wasn't a Turian to me. He was Vernus.
He learned all aliens aren't the same by accidentally killing one at that point, so, or before that, but yeah. Well, this explains a lot about you.
So that's why you're so self-controlled.
I'm no more disciplined than any other biotic, Shepard. This is all ancient history. I'm over it.
Bullshit. Not entirely. Reina's reaction changed you.
You agonize over doing the right thing and never let yourself lose control. Because Rana spurned you after Vernus died.
That's... all right. Maybe you have a point. Maybe. But I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me. Fully functional human being. And I won't be a burden on you. On the crew.
Knock it off, you fool. Don't be stubborn. You're not a burden.
Caden, you're a strong man. Talking about this doesn't make you a whiner, and it doesn't make you immature. It makes you human.
All right. But it's embarrassing you had to tell me that. You're right. I might need to loosen up a little. I'll try. Glad you'll be here when it's over, Shepard. I'm looking forward to some shore leave.
Me too, Kaiden. I think it just says.
I've wasted enough of your time for now.
All right. So, yep, we've almost officialized the romance. In this case, you technically have. But there's another little bit of conversation you can have as well after what happens in Vauldemare with Ashley dying. There's a little bit of extra dialogue there, and the reaffirmation that we are together at this point, at least for this story. So let's see what he says again. Yeah, I've kind of technically shown that already, but I'll show it again for the purposes of this video. So, all right, Ashley unfortunately has died in the line of fire, and Kaiden is having survivor's guilt. Can we keep them together and reaffirm our relationship? Let's find out. Man, what are you doing that really causes you to sweat? Because apparently me and Shepard are sweating because of the light fixture on us, you know.
When we deliver everything, the Council will have to mobilize around us. It will be a fitting tribute to Ash if we were able to rally everyone together under the Council.
Yeah, about time, huh?
It's been a struggle, but we've earned their respect now.
And you've been at the forefront even back in the Blitz. You'll probably get another Star of Terra out of this. I don't think I've ever met a woman like you.
And obviously he says something different if you have different backgrounds. Like, I like the fact that saying back at you almost makes me think it's her saying, yeah, I've never met a woman like you either. I don't know why, that just makes me chuckle. Back at you.
You haven't had the easiest life, but I like the man it's made of you.
Please, Commander, you'll make me blush. No bull, Shepard. I want to follow through with this. It's tough keeping it separated from duty. But when the mission's complete, it'll be different. At least I hope so. Ma'am.
Oh, can't wait.
That sounds wonderful, Lieutenant. In the meantime, we save the galaxy.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've already asked her about Williams, and that doesn't pertain to the romance part of it. So.
Your time. I'd like that.
All right. So yes, we are. You know, we can't wait till things slow down, but it's not going to be like that. We'll wait for Ilos for that to happen. But I want to show off for those who maybe missed that part, I want to show off the scene you have when Shepard's at her worst, when we've been locked down from because of the Council and their decisions. So I'll show that again, and then show you what happens when we travel to Ilos. Now we find ourselves back at the Citadel after Udina betrayed us. But who's this during our time of need? Actually, this isn't really much of a down point in the game. Well, I mean, it was, but not so much that I didn't think it was worth it enough for Shepard to be all like sad about it, you know, or despondent. You know.
We're under Alliance authority, after all, not the Council.
Don't you think I tried? No, I tried. No luck.
Official channels are closed. They were quite clear about that.
Closed. And we're supposed to accept that. So where do you think the best view will be when the Reapers roll through? If we have to sit it out, may as well get a good seat.
Well, I need you to stay strong for as long as this lasts.
We're out of the game for now. I need you to be there while I figure things out.
You know you can count on me, or any of the crew, Commander.
I just love the God you're dense line, you know. I'm asking you, not the crew.
Come on, Caden. I can get a salute from anyone on this ship. Sometimes I need a shoulder.
Yeah, I always leave a way out. You know that. I'm here for you, but we're in a rough spot, and the last thing I want to do is muddy things. Like it's all that clear to start with. Are we the pride of the fleet or not? Are we valued agents or just peons?
I don't care what you think. There you go again.
Can't just pull out a good old-fashioned, it'll be all right, can you?
It's that easy, huh? Okay, then. Everything will be fine, Shepard. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I just love the renegade options, kind of like with Ashley and stuff like that. So that's better.
That wasn't so hard, now was it?
I could get used to it. I guess we have some downtime to figure out what we are, huh?
Sorry to interrupt, Commander. Got a message from Captain Anderson.
And there goes Joker cockblocking us again. Well, I guess in this case,
No, ma'am. Just knew you were on the ship and figured
well,
I'd pass the
cockblocking
message on.
Kaiden, I guess, would be
Captain
the
said
best
to meet him at
word
Flux,
for that. So.
that club down in the wards.
Well, I guess you better
Yep,
go.
we better go, but we'll save that for another time. So now, on to Ilos as we complete our romance with Kaiden. So I'll see y'all then.
Commander?
What? I don't think you should call me that anymore. You know, just with what's happened and everything like that. Yep, but now we're on heading to Ilos, and Kaiden's here to get his party on. Not sure I deserve the rank.
You probably shouldn't call me that. I probably shouldn't even be wearing this uniform.
Yeah, hell of a thing. We broke our oath to defend the Alliance, so we can keep it. What happens if this doesn't work out, Shepard? I mean, we mutinied, stole a prototype warship. If they wanted to get technical, they could throw in kidnapping. We're a hell of an example of humanity's best and brightest, huh?
Well, you said it.
I keep reminding myself we're doing the right thing. I don't believe me yet.
Well, if I didn't think you were doing the right thing, I wouldn't be here. It'll really hit the fan when we get to Ilos. If things don't go well, I want you to know, well, I've enjoyed serving under you.
Well, it would have been worse if we had saved Ashley instead of you. Oh, be a man. Oh, that's funny. Be a man. Something, a typhoon. Be a man. Anyway, we're more than that.
Kaiden, you stopped being a subordinate a long time ago. Don't you think it's time to act like it?
Battlefield flirting is one thing, Shepard. There are regs against fraternization. Huh, I suppose breach of protocol will be pretty far on the list of charges at our courts-martial. You know what? You're right. About everything. I think about losing you, and I can't stand it. And the galaxy will just keep going. Everything, even the Reapers, will come around again. But you and I, we are important right now. And this is what will never happen again. Us. Shepard, you make me feel human.
You make you feel human, but you are human. Oh, it's because of the biotics and everything like that. This isn't the time. You're going to need a cold shower, Kaiden, after this one. Or Kaiden. Oh, whatever. No, stay here with me, handsome.
Bunk here tonight, Kaiden. With me.
Is that an order, Commander?
I think the camera might be broken here. I think it's supposed to look at Kaiden during the conversation, but it kept sticking to the back of his head. So I can't do anything about that. I think that's just the game glitching, or maybe it's because I run the machine for too long. So is that a request? Damn right. No request. No games.
Kaiden, you make me feel like I could take on the universe. And right now, I kind of have to.
This can't change anything, Shepard. This is a good crew, the finest I've served with. I don't want to mess it up. It's been a long time since I've met a woman who,
Bridge to Commander Shepard. We're 5 minutes out from the Mu relay.
Yeah, the sad thing about that romance scene is it's basically the same for all the characters. Like, who's ever in the female position is usually on top, and the male position is on the bottom, as it should be. No. So, yeah, there's a little laziness there, but it's still, it's still nice, tasteful scene, I think. I know what you wanted to say. 5 minutes? Plenty of time, Minute Man.
You know, I don't think I have all my stress worked out yet.
Joker's waiting for you on the bridge. I swear, though, if anything happens to you, take care, Shepard.
Alright, anyway, now it's time to finish the Liara romance. I'll see you then.
Miss Williams, Commander, we need to talk. If we do not resolve this situation now, I am afraid things might become awkward.
Oh, awkward, huh?
I hope we can keep this civilized. I do not want things to become unpleasant.
Because it's been so pleasant between us lately. Look, somebody in this room needs to make a choice. It ain't me, and it ain't you.
I do like how with when it comes to, oh yeah, we're back, and this time it's what if we romance Liara and Ashley, and I like the fact that there is a different type of tone between the two. Like, it's almost more of a cat fight than it is with Kaiden. Kaiden's more like, I just want to understand, man. I should I be pining for you, or can I, should I let this go, that type of thing. But in this case, she's like, Ashley is almost like a kind of a territorial situation here. But let's talk. Not now, Asher. Oh, I knew this would happen.
I should have seen this coming.
I am afraid it was inevitable. I may not know much about human relationships, but I understand the concept of jealousy.
Jealous? Of you? You're not even our species.
Perhaps that is why you feel threatened. I am a rival unlike any you have faced before. Hostility is a common reaction to the unfamiliar.
Doctor, you keep smartassing me, I'll show you what my hostile reaction is like.
Everyone calm down enough. But yeah, you could tell that Liara has a different, like, I think it's because she kind of almost respects Kaiden in a sense. That's why she's not as aggressive. And she knows, but because Ashley is super aggressive and territorial, Liara is kind of almost standing up for her, so like, ouch, typical cat fight.
I love it when women fight over me.
Sorry, Commander. That fantasy's not gonna happen. We're not married, Shepard. You want to get involved with some alien? Go ahead. It's none of my business.
Well, I mean, but yeah, the same situation with Kaiden. You can't do anything about that. But
you're special to me, Ash.
Yeah. Kind of hard to feel special while you're always chatting with your little blue friend on the side. Or is that my role?
This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I never should have told you of my feelings, Shepard. I have put you in a terrible position. I am sorry.
But I like blue tentacled women. I like the Nautilans in Star Trek or Star Wars, or the Twi'leks in Star Wars.
You were right to tell me, Liara. I feel the same way.
I've heard enough. We're resolving this now, Shepard. Me or her.
But I've heard about those adult games where you can have all the girls in them, right? I forgot what they call them, like a harem or something like that. Yeah, can I have both? I mean, player agency, right?
Why do I have to make a choice? Maybe the three of us could.
In your dreams, Commander. I hope you two, or however many you end up with, will be happy together. If you don't mind, I need to clean my gear.
I feel bad for her, Shepard. I hope she'll be okay.
Yeah, well, but yeah, any human character, even if you say you want a threesome, which is weird. You think with well, not all guys are like that, but I was about to make a joke about how, like, oh, all guys would dream of a threesome, but you'd be surprised how many guys are just like, nah, I either territorial or they're uncomfortable with it, and that's just how that is. So I was just making a joke, by the way. Don't worry about her.
Ash is pretty tough. She'll be fine.
I suppose you're right. I'm sorry you were put in this position, but I'm glad you chose me. I don't believe we should continue this discussion here in the comm room, Shepard. You know where to find me if you want to have a more private conversation.
And just like with Ashley, if you talk to her, it's almost as if you never romanced her in the first place, so it goes back to basic talk or whatever. But Liara has some extra dialogue now that we've chosen her. And yeah, she's not so sad now, and she's almost, I don't know if I'd say the word is giddy, but she's almost like, yes, I beat Ashley, that type of thing. I think she has similar dialogue if you choose choose her over Kaiden, but I don't know. It just seems a bit differently with Kaiden than it is with Ashley. You know, I think the first time I played the game, I chose Liara too, and I actually chose the can't have both option. Not that I was playing Renegade. I was just like, I thought there might have been a I don't know why, just because Ashley did not scream that type of mentality, but I almost thought there was going to be a Jade Empire type of situation where I'm like, oh, you know, but no, they didn't put that in this game. I know why it was in Jade Empire, just because of how open that culture is and everything with that, but you know, and this is a different game from that, so.
Are you coming to check up on me?
No. I was worried.
You look much better.
This is the same
How are you
conversation as
Dr.
with
Chalk
obviously
assures
when
me
you
I
first
am going to
check
be
up
fine.
on her, so.
I was
I
impressed.
don't know why
with
they
your-
Good
repeat that
hand.
conversation twice, so.
I get the feeling you want to ask me
Yeah, let's
something,
talk.
Commander.
I like talking with you, Liara, no matter what the subject.
You have been very understanding with me, Shepard. Very patient. I appreciate that. I know there are some strange beliefs about my people. I am familiar with the legend of Asari promiscuity, but those rumors have little basis in fact. When one of my people joins with an individual from another species, it is a very deep and spiritual exchange. We do not enter lightly into a union.
Is that a proposition? Oh yeah, when you bring up like when you're FemShep, you bring up like we could be together, and you're like, but you're a woman. If it's but if you bring it up as male Shep, he says like that's disgusting when she talks about other because of what her species being only female. But it still leads into the Ashley special type of thing. But yeah, it's kind of weird when you're male Shep when the response you give instead of like you're a woman type of thing, but a spiritual exchange.
You make it sound almost mystical.
A true union goes far beyond an ordinary melding. It is a connection that transcends the physical universe. Two become one. Thoughts and senses merge, identities intertwine. Memories and emotions weave themselves together, becoming entangled in a single, rapturous whole. It is unlike any other experience. In some cases, it can be a truly life-changing event.
Sounds weird. Sounds boring. I like the physical stuff better. No. Is this a proposition? I'm intrigued.
It sounds amazing. Are you saying...
No. Oh, no. I am not very good at this, am I? I'm sorry, Shepard. I am trying to explain why I have been so reserved. The Union is more than just sex. It is the lifeblood of my species, the way we Asari evolve and grow as a society. That is why I have never... that is why we must choose our partners with great care.
She's a virgin. All right. Yeah, pretty much. But I was just sorry, I was just being crass there. Unbelievable. You've never done this? There's no rush. Yeah, in today's age, being a virgin, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong at all. No, there's no rush.
I want you to be absolutely sure about this, Liara.
I am only 106, barely an adult by Asari standards, and I spend most of my time absorbed in my research. I never really thought about it. Not until I met you. You are very special to me, Shepard. But with all that's happened, Saren, the Geth, the Reapers, I do not know if we are ready for this.
We are. Yeah, we are. Come on, go to bed with me. No, you're right. I understand. Yeah, it's like the Ashley conversation about how like no means no and all that.
These are dark times, Liara. Maybe once all this is over.
I'm glad you understand, Shepard. There is too much at stake. We need to put aside our personal feelings and focus on stopping Saren. I wish it did not have to be that way. But we all have to make sacrifices. Let's talk about something else.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard. But yeah, she wants to do the deed, but she's not sure. And she talked about how like when Asari choose their partners. Actually, did I show that one off? Or because you can ask about Asari culture and stuff like that, where you can where they talk about they can only have sex with their same-sex partners because Asari are only women. But I think I'll leave that for another time. But now that we've done that, now it's time to find out what extra info she has after one of your soldiers gets killed on Vauldemare. I don't think it's much, but anyway, I'll see you after the Vauldemare situation. All right, we're back after Vauldemare, and unfortunately our the rival for our affection, Ashley, unfortunately gave her life to save us. We had to save our best bro of Kaiden. But let's see what our Lady Love has to say after that, if she has anything new. I don't think she does, really. Yeah, same conversation as before. Every time she does the mind meld, which
Dr. Chakwas
happened after that. So yeah, I think we're.
With her knowledge of
You're okay. She's the best.
You're in good hands.
I've been thinking about Saren. I actually feel a little sorry for him now.
Oh yeah, I think we had this conversation before, so let me see. So do I.
He's become a slave to the Reapers, and he can't even see it.
He is trapped inside his own mind. Part of him senses his identity slowly being swallowed up by Sovereign, but he is powerless to stop it. I wonder how he first fell into Sovereign's trap. Did he think he could somehow stop the Reapers from returning? Or was he simply driven by a lust for power and glory?
Yeah, we've had this conversation when we did this before, but get different reaction from choosing the different options. We'll never know.
Whatever Saren's reasons may have been, they're long gone now. He has to be stopped.
Yes, I suppose you're right. He may be Sovereign's victim, but he is also a threat to all life as we know it. Let's not spend every free minute talking about Saren. It is bad enough we are chasing him across the galaxy.
Okay, well I guess we're good then.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
I thought we were. I thought after we had the 3 conversations that she didn't have much to offer to it. So, all right. Well, I thought I'd just show that just to see if there was anything extra, but I guess I misremembered that part. So, all right. Well, time to go back to the Citadel and see what happens with Shepard's in his time of need, and have our little lady talk us out of it. All right, we find ourselves on the Citadel after everything that's happened, but a blue-fared maiden comes to talk to us this time instead of the human characters. What does she have to offer Shepard in his time of need?
Commander. Shepard, I cannot believe they did this to you. I am so sorry.
Well, it wasn't your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not right. You did everything they asked and more. Nobody else could have done what you did. The Council owes you everything, everything. Instead, they strip you of your command and ground the Normandy.
Well, there are bigger issues at this point.
I don't care if they ground me, but they refuse to go after Saren. If they don't stop him from finding the conduit, we're all dead.
Perhaps we could appeal and get them to reverse their decision.
Not now, Liara. What's wrong with you? I tried.
I pushed them as hard as I could. They wouldn't budge.
So you're going to walk away? You will just give up and doom the entire galaxy to extinction?
I don't think so. I mean, we only wallow in short periods in Western culture. Not a chance. Give me some time. Stay strong.
We're out of the game for now, but I'll find a way back in.
I believe in you, Shepard. I am with you every step of the way.
Sorry to interrupt, Commander. Got a message from Captain Anderson.
Dang it, Joker. Stopping me at every possible alternate reality.
Are you spying on us, Joker?
No, sir. Just knew you were on the ship and figured I'd pass the message
Okay,
on.
well, this is pretty much the
captain
same,
said to
so
meet him at Flux.
I'll meet you at Ilos when we
You should
complete
probably go meet with him.
Liara's romance.
Shepard, may I speak with you?
Oh, my door is always open for you, Liara. Yeah, this time it's Liara comes in instead of the others, so I'm busy. I mean, I'm glad you're here.
I was just thinking about you.
I have been thinking about you too, and what we are about to face. I do not know what is going to happen on Ilos. I hope we will stop Saren, of course, but part of me fears we are already too late. There is something I must tell you, in case we fail.
Don't talk like that. It sounds like I'm about to die or something like that. So, anyway, what is it? It'll be okay.
We're not going to fail. I promise.
Please, I am not looking for comfort. Saren might already have the conduit. It is time to be completely honest with each other. These could be our last moments together. Our last chance to show each other how we feel. I want this to be special.
Oh, she wants to give me the V card, huh? About dang time. I mean, I didn't. Yeah, exactly. Now, so do I. Yeah. At this time? Yeah, I think now is basically similar to the we can't do this now type of situation. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It's for a first timer and everything. I thought you wanted to wait.
We don't have to do this. Not unless you're sure.
I have never been more sure of anything in my life. Will you join with me, Shepard? Let our bodies and minds unite.
Forget about it. Yes, I will.
Just tell me what to do.
By the goddess, that was incredible, Shepard.
Apparently I'm really good, especially to a first timer. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, the second half of the scene is basically the same, except obviously it's her model instead. But first you get the mind joining, what she talks about, where they join their consciousness together. That's what that first part where that weird psychedelic moment was. So I like the fact that this one has at least a somewhat different added scene other than what the other romances of Ashley or Kai get you. So let's go again. Oh yes, that's it was. So were you.
You were incredible.
5 minutes ETA to the Mu relay.
I had better go. Duty calls. You would not want to keep Joker waiting. Shepard, whatever happens on Ilos, I just wanted to say thank you for everything.
And that's it for the romances. So after that, the cutscenes play, and we get to Ilos. But I'll show this all again without like any commentary before. But I think we'll call it there. But I think out of all the romances, I do like Kaiden's has something special about like a man who finally fell for a woman, you know, a man who always thought with his head, but now given into his heart during the times of his lover low point. And then Liara, the shy girl who gives everything to the commander that saved her. And then you got Ashley, the soldier, who tried to, you know, make up for her family's history, but is able to find a fellow soldier to fall in love with. I'd probably say out of the three, I'd probably say Ashley's romance is maybe my favorite actually, out of the three, next to probably Liara and Kaiden are kind of tied, although since I prefer women in real life, probably Kaiden would be last, but that's just personal preference. I know people and others would have a different idea of that, but yeah, they're doing all this other stuff. We'll just just ignore all this that's going on now. So, and we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching the romance episode. Next episode, we'll go back to straight to the action as we chase down Saren on Ilos. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.